This man is the top sniper killer. He only carries one bullet on every mission. Every shot he fires hits the target with precision. His target this time was on a fast-moving train. As the bullet is loaded, we know he's a professional by the way he licks his fingers. Then he aimed at the fast-moving train. As the trigger was pulled, the train's glass shattered. He is truly a top assassin. After Henry's mission was completed, his assistant brought a photo of the scene after the kill. Henry shot his target in the neck this time, but he had a disappointed look on his face. This was his last assignment for the FBI. He was ready to retire. When Henry returned home, his contact was looking for him. He heard that Henry was retiring and came to keep him. But Henry was tired of killing people and refused to continue working. Henry then rushed to the docks to find his old friend. The friend was happy about his decision and also revealed a secret to Henry. It turns out that the person Henry killed on the train was not a terrorist, but a biology professor. The news was too much for Henry to take. He said goodbye to his friends and soon found an agent on the shore who was watching him. The agent's name was Danny. Danny's identity was revealed and then graciously revealed everything. The two of them also became friends. That night, an assassin was sent to take Henry's friend's breath away, and then Henry's house alarm went off. The killers arrived outside his house one by one. Henry rushed into the basement and grabbed his weapon. The most pathetic part of the battle was the sniper, who died before he could shoot. After eliminating all the killers, Henry arrived at Danny's house. He saw that Danny was sleeping and made sure she didn't know about the operation. Henry tells her about it and advises her to leave. And sure enough, no sooner had Henry left Danny's house, the killer came in with a gun, but he had underestimated Danny. Danny easily beat him down. This is a disaster. Danny's mission was not even completed, but it had a problem with the boss. The boss looked at the photo left by Henry. It seems that ordinary killers are not up to the task of killing Henry. It's time for Project Gemini to make its debut. The top sniper pulls out his M416 and uses the red dot with a 6-power scope to aim at the target. It's a very good configuration, but he was shocked when the target showed up. The friend took Henry and Danny to his house to hide out. They were just about to lie down when they saw a sudden flash of a figure outside the window. Henry immediately sensed something was wrong and grabbed a weapon. He told Danny and his friend to move to a safe place. Henry runs out and distracts the killer. The assassin was getting closer and closer to him. Henry looked at the reflection on the water and aimed behind him and fired decisively. Henry took this opportunity to quickly find cover. He then pulled out his rifle and prepared to aim at the target. But when he looked at the target, he was suddenly confused. This killer looks exactly like Henry, but Henry hadn't done anything with anyone else out there either. The killer also finished loading the gun and immediately fired a shot at Henry. But Henry reacted quickly and dodged the bullet. Henry wanted to run to the cabin to occupy the high ground. However, the killer already knew his plan. Henry realized that the situation was bad, so he rushed to grab a motorcycle to escape. This powerful killer also rushed out and grabbed a motorcycle. But the matter is not so simple. Although they both look alike, but we can find that the killer is more agile in their chase and always occupies a good position. His assassination ability is obviously stronger and more relaxed than Henry, who has reached retirement age. The two are chasing each other on a motorcycle, like a real-life version of Road Rash. In the end, the killer kicked Henry, causing Henry's motorcycle to go out of control. Henry flew off the motorcycle and was almost hit by a car. The killer did not give Henry any time to catch his breath. He immediately hit Henry again with the rear of the motorcycle several times. Henry looked like he was in a desperate situation and couldn't escape, but suddenly the police arrived in time. Henry survived the assassination of the killer. A top assassin was hunted by himself who came from 23 years ago. What's going on? Henry found a soldier with a clue left by his friend and found out after questioning him. Henry was cloned in 1995 together with Dolly the sheep. This is the birth of today's Assassin Jr. The boss wanted to create a heartless assassin through DNA transformation, but this idea was opposed by biologists. That's why the boss sent Henry to assassinate Jr. under the guise of the Intelligence Bureau. After Henry understood the reason for everything, he called the head of the CIA on purpose. He specified that Junior should come to pick up Danny, who was being blackmailed by him. The executive agreed to his proposal without much thought. She wanted to take this opportunity to kill Henry. Henry at first tried to be patient to convince Junior, but then the two of them got into a fight. Sure enough, Junior, who was 23 years younger than Henry, had the upper hand, but they both fell into the water. Good thing Danny arrived in time and solved the problem. Junior learns that he is a clone and starts to question the boss. The boss realizes that the matter has been exposed and starts to reason with him, but it didn't know that Junior's mind had already changed quietly. Meanwhile, Henry and the others were on their way to the boss's lair, but on the way, they met Junior. Junior injects Henry with bee venom to see if he is also allergic to it. Junior is sure that he is the clone himself, so it provides the antidote. The two of them plan to work together and go to the CIA lair together. However, the CIA has already set up various traps.
Get out of the car! Go!
Harry's friend is killed by an unexpected attack, and then a man in a helmet started shooting at them. Henry took advantage of his opponent to stop shooting to counterattack. Henry and Danny worked together perfectly and cleared out a large number of killers. But they were not only wounded, but also out of bullets. At the right moment, Junior arrives and kills the remaining enemies. But they didn't notice that there was still one of the most powerful killers on the ceiling who was still alive. This killer was wearing all high-tech products, so the bullets could not hurt him at all. Since they couldn't beat this killer in a fight, then they had to think of other ways. Danny threw out the gas, then she fired a shot to blow up the gas. Junior shot several times and finally knocked down his opponent, but he took off his helmet and found that it was another clone of him. Oh my god, 3 generations of clones are all here. The boss came out of the darkness as the culprit of this incident. He also tried to convince Henry to work for him, but Henry didn't give him a chance. At the end of the movie story, the lab was dismantled, the cloning program is destroyed, Junior becomes a college student. The film directed by Ang Lee is too tidy as a whole, but we can still see Ang Lee's attempt to capture the inner world of the character in the action genre.